She only went to the restroom when she first got on the plane, never realizing that small decision would end up saving her life. She had just finished and was about to return to her seat when the aircraft suddenly jolted violently. The sudden loss of gravity threw her into the air, and by the time she came to, the place was already in ruins. She tried to push the restroom door open, but it wouldn't budge. Kicking at it with all her strength, she finally broke free, only to freeze in shock the second she stepped outside. Everything around her was covered in ice and snow. The plane had crashed straight into the mountains. She searched frantically for her family, but discovered they had already frozen solid. Desperate, she began digging through the snow to pull their bodies out when a man, hearing the noise, stumbled out of the wreckage. They realized they were the only two survivors. With no other choice, they had to depend on each other and find a way out. After gathering whatever supplies they could salvage, they set off and soon reached the edge of the mountain. It was the only possible way down. They would have to risk climbing along the cliffside. For the woman, who had been terrified of heights since childhood, it was a nightmare. One misstep nearly sent her plummeting, but the man grabbed her just in time. Together, straining every muscle, they managed to get halfway down. But this stretch of the mountain was even more dangerous. One glance downward made the woman dizzy. They had no choice but to inch sideways, pressed against the rock wall. Soon, a massive boulder blocked her path. Looking at the cliff beneath her feet, she froze in terror. The man had to pull her across. Her legs were trembling, but survival left her no option. She forced herself forward. Then the man saw it. The path ahead simply ended. They were stuck on the ledge with nowhere to go. Just when things seemed hopeless, he suddenly came up with an idea. Without hesitation, he leapt from the cliff, landing onto a tree below. The branches cushioned the fall, and against all odds, he survived. Shouting up to her, he told her it was safe and urged her to jump too. For someone afraid of heights, the thought was unbearable. But with the man's constant encouragement, she finally closed her eyes and jumped, crashing directly into him and knocking him flat. To make matters worse, the impact shattered his phone. After a short rest, they pressed on, only to run into another snow-covered mountain. The man spotted a cave ahead, perfect shelter from the freezing cold. He yelled for her to hurry up, but she was already showing signs of exhaustion. Just as he started toward her, she suddenly froze, staring at something terrifying in the distance. The man turned, instantly realizing what it was. He shouted at the top of his lungs, "The avalanche is coming! Run!"